CPS SP configurator software to make all the setup. So please make sure that you set up communication to software first and then set up the Ethernet IP. Connect your Ethernet IP cable connection to the extended bus on the top right corner of the controller as shown, and to your PLC Ethernet IP port or switch. So on the software, I will be using a latest version software, which is version 1.0.02.91. So go to tool selection, select spindle number and receive it to make sure you're communicating to the controller from the software. Go to setup AnyBus and select the spindle number. By default my spindle number is 1, and hit receive to see what is the controller current setup. So you can choose between digital IO or AnyBus being Ethernet IP, Profibus, Profinet, etc. So select 4 times static on AnyBus, select device type as Ethernet IP, check mark on use for Ethernet IP, Profinet IO, and type in your IP address for the controller. So this IP address will be used on the PLC Ethernet IP module. Tick mark on check communication for any kind of a communication alarm. So if there is any drop in the communication between PLC and the Coretec controller, there will be an alarm generated based on that. So next up is go to setup again, go to AnyBus static item, and we're gonna set up few parameters that can be exchanged or read and written from the PLC side. So whatever the setup we made on the previous step, which is on the AnyBus, we're going to do the similar setup. So we're going to choose spindle number 1, Ethernet IP, 4 times statics extension. 4 times static extension will give you a maximum number of data to be transferred from PLC and CPS controller. Okay, so within the AnyBus static item, you have 7 different bank, and each bank containing 8 different bank, each bank containing 8 different data that can be transferred. So on there are 2 tabs, input and the output. So input are the values that you're gonna be writing from PLC to the controller, and the output is the result value or read only values. For example, real load, real stroke, those kind of value that you can plug into or transfer into your PLC via Ethernet IP. So once this is just an example, I will be writing into position table number 1 and 2 of the controller. So I have set up that, and this will be the position table number 1 and position table number 2. So it's under program table. So we will be writing into these registers. So these registers will be used in the Coretec program as a part of contact position or final position, etc. So on the other hand, open sensor to make sure you read live load and live stroke value. Here I have Allen Bradley PLC program. We have developed an add-on instruction that you can use for setting up Ethernet IP communication and transfer and mapping the inputs and outputs. So under Ethernet IP setup, you have to add a generic Ethernet IP module and then select the data types and IP address. So your IP address will be the IP address which we set up in our first step, which is AnyBus setup. So that IP address will be entered in your Ethernet IP modules, and also make sure that you have set up proper data size and data type as well. Under your program, go to controller tags, and you can view your user-defined Coretec inputs and outputs. So here on the AOI, you have to set up a new AOI name, and then you can select input and output tags for EIP in and EIP out for the AOI, and then Coretec UD underscore UD or CPS UD is the unique name or the new name that you can give, where you will have all the inputs and outputs mapped for you. So as I can say, we're going to go back and check our setup. So on bank number 0, we have set up position table number 1 and 2. So that's why I have entered bank number 0. You can have any other tags which you can change, bank number 0 to bank number 7. Okay, so download this program. It's a simple AOI instruction where you can monitor and transfer inputs and outputs, and also monitor some of the outputs coming in from the Coretec controller. So there you go. So I have downloaded it and my IO is okay. I have the communication to the controller. So I have an alarm. This is because we have no tool connected to it, so that's why there's an alarm. So click on CPS UD. This is where you will see your inputs and outputs for the controller, and as you could see, you have ready control on, and this is an output from the controller saying that the controller is turned on. The 24 volt DC is turned on. So you can double check this output in your software. So you'll go to IO monitor, and there you go, ready control is turned on the red fonts. So that is the signal I am getting from CPS controller to PLC. There are other inputs and outputs that you can monitor. So if you want to force your output and check on the PLC side, you can go to IO operation, select output, and then click on the outputs to check. Here I've clicked on run, so I have run bit coming from Coretec controller to the PLC. So we have a proper communication, and we can trigger inputs and inputs to see the changes. Next up is the data. So if you scroll down on the input side, on PLC input, which is the Coretec output, so you will be seeing the data which we selected, which was real load and real stroke. I have double integer value of 4612 and 1 and 2, so which is real load and real stroke. So my real load is 46.12, so you need to do some math to show it as the decimal point. So I have a 4612 integer number value, and you will be dividing it by 100 to show it as 46.12. So similarly on the output controller tags, these are the values that you will be writing into Coretec controller. So here data 0 and data 1 we had set up as program table number 1 and program table number 2. So we will be writing position value 50 mm and position value 25 mm for position table number 1 and position table number 2, and we will be toggling ABSWSTRB, which is our write bit, which will write the data to program table number 1 and 2 from the PLC tags. So we will receive these values on the software side. There you go, you will see 50 and 25 come up on the position table. Now you can use this value on your Coretec program, and within the Coretec program you can assign position table number 1 and 2 to apply these new values, which you will be writing it from the Coretec PLC controller. Okay, you can also add other values like position table number 1 and 2 on the output side to view what you have written from the PLC end. So if I go to input side, and if I go down to data 2 and data 3, I just added position table number 1 and 2 as a readable register, and then I can confirm that I've successfully written 50 and 25